I heard this clip separately 3 different times the last couple days, and I kept waiting each time I heard it for someone to say the obvious part out loud. There's this Joe Rogan and Cameron Haynes clip where they're on Joe's podcast, and Cameron Haynes is naming the disconnect, like the gap between what people thought they were voting for and what they are now watching happen with Trump. Rogan partially concedes it. He says, "We're all pissed. Epstein files still buried. Iran bombed twice. Yeah, things aren't going the way people expected." And then he pivots. He says, Trump is fun to be around. He says, the man genuinely loves America. He really does. And his evidence, the proof he offers, is that Trump wants to make the White House look better, and that Trump wants to build a ballroom. That's it. That's the case. Joe Rogan is an intelligent, albeit at the moment seemingly very misguided person. He's spent years building this brand around skepticism and spotting manipulation, his famous BS detector, and around seeing through official narratives. That reputation lives on to this day. And that's exactly what makes that moment from that podcast episode really worth examining. Because that is evidence that someone loves a building. Here's what we actually know about the ballroom, by the way. The cost was announced at $200 million, remember that funny joke? And then it was $300 million, and now Trump himself says $400 million. And Republicans in Congress have tried to add another $1 billion in security funding around the project. Before that provision was removed, of course, despite the original promise that the ballroom itself would cost taxpayers not one dime. That promise has already been strained by the attempt to route public money through the category of security. So we have a room now projected at nearly $400 million, plus an attempted public security package that would have sent hundreds of millions more toward fortifying the ballroom area and the wider White House complex. And that is being offered as proof that the man loves America? I mean, I can tell you what that's actually proof of. It's proof of love for image, for staging, for the feeling of grandeur, for gold trim and camera angles, and the kind of rooms that look impressive on television. That is a real thing a person can love, but it's the love of spectacle. A country is the people who live under the decisions that are made inside. It's the family rationing grocery runs, you know, that old-fashioned word, grocery, because prices haven't come back down. It's the worker who was promised that trade policy would put them first and is now watching supply chains buckle. It's the veteran wheeled out for a photo op. It's the kid who will grow up under consequences that no one in that ballroom will ever personally feel or care about. Here's the thing about spectacle. A ballroom can make power look elegant while the public gets squeezed. A flag can wave while rights erode. A phrase like America First can ring out while the actual agenda flows toward donors and insiders and contractors or family members. The symbol gets louder and the real thing gets quieter. That's Mar-a-Lago face applied to governance. You polish the surface, You make the backdrop shine, and you trust that the backdrop will do the work that the substance isn't doing. Rogan walked right into it. In the same conversation where Cameron Haynes is naming the broken promises and Rogan is acknowledging the frustration, Rogan still reaches for a room as proof that something good is underneath. He performed the very trick he's built a career warning people about. The ballroom is evidence that someone wants a very expensive room. It's a very easy thing to claim love for America while asking everyone else to admire the view. If you're proof that a president, this isn't just any person, a president loves this country, is that he wants a better looking White House, then you have mistaken the house for the country and the backdrop for the people and the performance for the actual thing itself. Trump is all facade. He doesn't know how to build or better a thing. He can fumble into it by happenstance sometimes. He can surely rip things apart and tear them down. He doesn't know how to fix them or improve them or correct them in any way. I'll see you soon.